We are gathered here today to celebrate the Slammy Awards.
The Slammies are back. What is a Slammy, you might ask? Well, it started in 1986. Let's get our flashback going on. 1986, it started off to commemorate a WWE music record. And the first participant to ever win was Rowdy Piper.
And as for your trophy, that's what
And they were like Grammy Awards. Slammy, Grammy. Yeah, you hear the rhyme there? It became an annual tradition, then they kind of stopped, and then it was here and there. They took it away, and now they bring it back here and there. Anyways, as near as I can tell, it's basically WrestleMania 40 to WrestleMania 41. That is the time frame in which you can qualify for each category, and we're going to go over the Slammy categories today and who I feel should win. Side note, my favorite Slammy Award winner ever was Owen Hart.
Two-time Slammy Award winner. I knew it. I'm a winner. You may have 2 titles, but you don't have 2 Slammies because you're losers and we're winners. Me and my Slammies.
R.I.P. Owen Hart, you are not forgotten. Let's get with our first nominees. We got Female Superstar of the Year nominees. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bayley, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Io Sky. Now, I can't go over everybody because, well, the video would be too long, and I already can't shut up. So, instantly, I gotta go Liv Morgan.
So this is like hang it in the loop. Let's replace Mona Lisa. We're gonna put this in the loop instead.
Last year, she just held it down. She won the championship a month or two after WrestleMania and just held it tight. Yeah, she didn't have the greatest title defenses, but her character work. She was on TV all the time with that belt. And yeah, Rhea was in the story with her, neck and neck, but it was really Liv Morgan that made their feud into something special. Yeah, it probably went on a little too long, but it doesn't matter. That was just... Liv Morgan was all over the place. If you want to say, you could argue Nia Jax, she had the best year of her career, but I would say from October to December, she went on a losing streak that really tainted her reign. Chelsea Green, definitely Chelsea Green could be argued here too. I think Chelsea's more of a breakout star than the MVP, so I'm just going to have to go with nominee Liv Morgan. You win the Slammy here. Bayley and Io, they were workhorses, but not enough character work, I guess, or prominent storylines to win, in my opinion. All right, and who should win the Slammy Award for Best YouTube Audience? That would be you. You would all win if I could. However, I don't have Slammys to give, but I do have this winged eagle, and I'll give it to one of you beautiful people out there. How can you win, though? How am I going to determine who to give it to? All you got to do is comment below. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification, and maybe a thumbs up. A thumbs up. Yes, at 20,000 subscribers, I'll pick a random comment from a random video and give away a belt, or give it away too, so I'm good to my word. Every 10,000 subscribers, on the way to 100,000, I will give away a belt. Why am I doing this? Because I'm a psycho. Also, because I'm trying to quit my day job, want to produce wrestling content full time, I'll give away a belt in the process. All right, let's go to the Male Superstar of the Year. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Gunther, CM Punk, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, and Seth freaking Rollins. I think everybody has a strong case here. Even if you don't like him, we got to put our feelings aside, okay? Please try to put your feelings aside, because oh, I love Roman Reigns. Yeah, okay, but Roman was gone from WrestleMania 40 to SummerSlam, and then even when he was around, he would show up for 3 weeks of TV, have a pay-per-view match, PLE match, and then he would get injured and be gone for another month or two. So I'm not going to give it to Roman. Now, if we were able to include before WrestleMania 40, maybe, because that would give him more time in the overall WWE. But right now, no, I'm going to have to pass him up. Cody Rhodes, you could argue, but his title reign, I don't know, to me, a little lackluster. Yeah, Kevin Owens did a great job and beefing it up, but nah. If we had the hashtag We Want Cody portion of the year, but then again, we're not. Again, like I said, with Roman, it's 40 and past 40. Gunther, his title reign, unfortunately, not as good as I had hoped. CM Punk, I could definitely argue CM Punk. CM Punk would be a good choice here, but I feel it needs to go to
confident, focused, sometimes delusional
Drew McIntyre. If I had to pick between Drew and Punk, because I feel Drew not only had the stellar year with Punk, well, he was all over the place. It seemed like whenever Drew showed up, it got real interesting, real quick. He had a presence about him. I feel that this was Drew's best year ever. He broke out. Now, he needed CM Punk to do it. And it's like, who would I pick? It just feels like that feud relied heavy on CM Punk having an awesome dance partner, and it's difficult to be CM Punk's dance partner because CM Punk is so freaking good, but Drew rose to the occasion on so many levels, all over the place, social media, on the mic, in the ring, violence, everything, character work, I'm going to give it to Drew McIntyre. Jey Uso, I could see because of Yeet. He is definitely probably the most popular superstar, but to be the male superstar of the year, I'm not going to give it to Jay. I don't feel that he stepped up his game enough. He's the most popular, so I grant him that, but I feel like his mic work and his in-ring ability does need to improve and sharpen in order for him to get to that next level. I'm not hating on the guy. Please. Just because I said something that's not overly positive about Jey Uso, please don't just assume that I'm one of the haters. I get it. He's popular. He's awesome. I love Jey Uso, but to become next level, you do have to practice to be next level and do things that are next level. And I think Drew McIntyre did up his game as he got further and further, and now he is next level. Drew McIntyre is my pick. Most memorable entrance. Okay, this one will be interesting because I did not go back and look at any of these, so if it's memorable, then I'm going to remember it right now. We have Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. It's okay. It was okay. Nothing bad. Nothing crazy. Jey Uso on Raw. Netflix with Travis Scott. I remember Travis Scott smoking a blunt. That's what I remember out of that. So I don't think that's like the memorable that they're talking about. Now, if Jey Uso and Leon Francis here, then that will be an automatic win right there. But the fact that they did Netflix, I'm thinking it's not going to happen. Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I loved that. I loved the big drums. I did love that. The Rock at WrestleMania. Whew. The Rock at WrestleMania is going to be a hard one to beat. If Leon Francis is in here, I think that one will be the one to beat, because when The Rock showed up, his music hits, and then he was in the flame, the Brahma Bull flame, like his moniker, his stage name is the Final Boss. He definitely looked like a video game character final boss in those flames. His presence was just so amazing and intense. We got Randy Orton at WWE Bash in Berlin. I'm going to tell you, I don't really like... I'm trying to think back. Was it just the crowd was singing and he was just mesmerized by the singing? I think that's what that it was. And okay, nothing crazy. Bayley at WrestleMania. I remember that one. I remember thinking, what is this? No shade to Bayley, but I didn't understand. She came out with like Egyptian wings or something, and they were like carrying her. I had no idea what that was then. I have no idea what it is now. I even looked it up one time to see. I was like, am I missing something? Why is Bayley coming out with this entrance? And nobody had a good explanation. So, wrong kind of memorable. We have Seth Rollins at WrestleMania with the Philadelphia band. Again, I thought to myself, I was like, this is just like an Adam Rose like kind of entrance. And like, wasn't I don't know. To me, your entrance has to mean something to your character, not just be cool. And I guess the mariachi or whatever they are, they were flamboyant and colorful, but it didn't feel like a Seth Rollins exactly. Sami Zayn at WrestleMania with Kevin Owens and Chad Gable. That was cool. Yeah, that was all right. Nothing crazy. Sami Zayn in Montreal with Jey Uso. I vaguely remember that. I vaguely do remember that, but I don't remember it enough to make it memorable. If I watched it again, maybe I'll be like, oh crap, no, yeah, gotta bear with me. I do have 36 years of wrestling knowledge in my head. Sometimes I do mix things up, but I'm not seeing it. Dominic Mysterio at Bad Blood with Liv Morgan and the Lowrider. That was cool. Anytime we can pay our respects to Eddie Guerrero, R.I.P., I'm not going to complain, but not as powerful as a flaming bull. Logan Paul at SummerSlam with Machine Gun Kelly. It's all right, whatever. Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. That's the last one. So instantly, Jey Uso and Leon France is not in here. So that would have been my pick. That is my pick, but it's not a nominee. Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. Yeah, all the bagpipes. I love bagpipes, actually. For some reason, I've always loved bagpipes. Ooh, that's tough. Drew McIntyre, Clash of the Castle, or Roman Reigns, I'm going to say is number 3, Clash of the Castle number 2. I'm doing The Rock, Final Boss. The way he stands there, The Rock is just something else. He's just something else. The Brahma Bull Flame, gotta go with that. Sorry, Drew. WTF moment of the year. R-Truth calls Triple H, Tommaso Ciampa, Kevin Owens car interviews. Those were funny. Chelsea Green goes in the dumpster. So I guess these are just like little moments maybe. Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage. iShow Speed with Logan Paul at WrestleMania. They should have put the iShow Speed Braun Breaker Spear here, actually. LA Knight and Logan Paul's pool. So whatever, these are just moments where you kind of like walk in and you're like, wait, what? Oh my gosh. Or WTF. R-Truth wrestles with John Cena. Rabbit noises from Tamatonga. Batu's I Love You So No. And the Wyatt 6 debut. That's an easy. With all these things,
We're here.
I'm going to go with the Wyatt 6 debut. That was definitely what the F is going on here. They come out after completely massacring everybody. There's so many questions. Whatever happened to the Wyatt 6 after this, that's a whole separate issue. Dropped the ball completely. Don't know why we did it if we were just going to completely drop the ball. I get it. Bo Dallas, he's injured. But when you're in a faction, you can continue having feuds and storylines. Some people are happy about it because they don't like spooky characters. I'm not picking a side on that. I'm just saying we could have kept going with them. But their debut, definitely a WTF. Factions of the year, the OG Bloodline, the Judgment Day, the New Bloodline, American Made, and Damage Control. Instantly, Damage Control is out. Their time in the spotlight was before WrestleMania 40. They were a joke of a faction. They just kind of like, when one person wasn't injured, they, sometimes they'd hang out, sometimes they wouldn't. So that was a joke of a faction. The OG Bloodline, you probably be like, well, it's got to be the OG Bloodline. The OG Bloodline only existed after WrestleMania 40 for about maybe a month and a half, 2 months, and even that was mostly getting it back together. And then the moment it was back together, CM Punk's favor overshadowed it. Like, to this day, I feel like we missed out on a proper OG Bloodline. We only got like 2 weeks of feeling good about, yeah, the band is back together, and then the moment they win, Roman's gone, the Bloodline just goes their own ways. I wish I could put the OG Bloodline on here, but the time frame they're choosing, not so much. Judgment Day, come on, give me a break. They've been fighting all year long, even though there was a 3-month period where they held the women's world title and the men's heavyweight world title between WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Like, even then, Rhea and Damian were kind of on their own, and then after SummerSlam, well, they all split up. They split up, and Damian and Rhea would beat them up every week. So American Made, they're an awesome group, but they're jobbers. In fact, their first feud, they jobbed out to the Wyatt Six, and the Wyatt Six not even on here. So, like, how bad are you, American Made, if you're jobbing out to a faction that doesn't even get a chance to win a Slammy? So, nope, gotta go with
Acknowledge me.
but the new bloodline gets the Slammy. The Tag Team of the Year nominees, we have DIY, Awesome Truth, A-Town Down Under, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Motor City Machine Guns, The Bloodline, probably Tamatonga Tongaloa, the War Raiders, Judgment Day, Street Profits, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez. I am going to say Street Profits I would love to do. I think injury kind of set them back. War Raiders, just not feeling it. DIY actually would have a really strong case for this. DIY has a really strong case for this, but I'm going to give it to Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair. I feel that they took an irrelevant title and division, the women's tag team division, and actually raised it up to something of prominence and importance. And we even got a really good, juicy storyline out of it with Naomi crashing out on Bianca and Jade. So I think they raised and elevated the titles up to a point where Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez can now take the ball and run with it. You could argue that DIY did that as well, but my argument would be that it was the combination of DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Street Profits, Pretty Deadly that actually did it, and El Gato del Fantasma, but I think it was just Bianca and Jade that did it by themselves. Rivalry of the Year nominees, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, nothing's beating that. Roman and Cody, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. I think if we do Roman and Cody, we will have to include their before WrestleMania stuff, because, we just have to have the storyline of that. Even though I guess they did have some storyline with Bad Blood, but now let's just keep going. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, could have been if they had ended it 2 to 3 months sooner. Damian Priest, Finn Balor, get out of here with that. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens did a lot of heavy lifting there, and Cody played his role pretty good. Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, I didn't like the character work that happened when those two finally did start feuding. And Bloodline versus Bloodline, that's actually a pretty decent feud right there. I think because CM Punk got involved and overshadowed the whole thing, by the time their big blow-off match happened at War Games, it was more about the favor. So I'm going to...
We generally try to avoid using the word hatred. Not the case with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
I mean, that started on accident when Drew McIntyre, did the DDT at Royal Rumble, comes back with, you're injured, you're hurt, I prayed for this, that was hilarious. CM Punk cost him the title throughout the entire summer. They have 3 awesome matches, Hell in the Cell. Yeah, we're going Drew and CM Punk. I love that they still hate each other even. Social Star of the Year, social media, only 2 choices, Chelsea Green and Drew McIntyre. I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre. And funny enough, this is a rematch from last year. Literally, they went at it where Chelsea Green actually thought she won, but, well, you'll see that Drew was the winner.
Thank you to my mother.
Chelsea, you better calm yourself down or I'll have security escort you out the building.
And Chelsea's already petitioning to win here, but I don't think she will, because I would see Drew McIntyre posts. People would share Drew McIntyre posts so much so that it would come to me naturally, and I didn't have to seek it out. Chelsea Green did a great job, but Drew's stuff was all over the place. Plus, his stuff is so good. I did a video even earlier in the year about Drew McIntyre being an amazing troll on social media. So, gotta give it to Drew. All right, NXT nominees. Superstar of the Year, we got Obafemi, gonna be Obafemi. I don't need to go any further. I'm sure Roxanne Perez, yep, there she is. Roxanne Perez would be a suitable runner-up, but it's Obafemi. The dude's awesome and amazing. If you don't know who Obafemi is, go find out. Go check it out. Google him. Obafemi, the ruler, the next big thing, coming to WWE eventually, and ooh, buddy, I cannot wait. Obafemi, I'm going to pick him 9 out of 10 times. Breakout Superstar of the Year, Braun Breaker, Lyra Valkyria, Penta, Obafemi, Julia, Tiffany Stratton, Jacob Fatu, Chelsea Green, and Stephanie Fakir. I'm not going to include NXT people in here. I could see why you would. I definitely could see why you would, and it's like legit, but for me, I want to see a breakout star on the main roster, because sometimes they can be awesome on NXT, but it doesn't translate to the main roster, and I think that's everybody's goal to get there. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to put some of these names on here. I would say Penta had a great and big splash, but not an overall breakout. Braun Breaker, feels like Braun Breaker was very steady and consistent, and before we knew it, he was just the Intercontinental Champion. You could definitely argue breakout star right there, but I don't know, he honestly feels like he's both been there for like 5 years and 5 months at the same time, if that makes sense. Lyra Valkyria, she won the Intercontinental Championship, but her character, like, nothing. Just so bland. And maybe in NXT, there's an example. NXT, she was great. WWE main roster, bland. Chelsea Green. Woo! Yeah, it's going to be a toss-up between Chelsea Green and Jacob Fatu. Tiffany Stratton, you could, on paper, yeah, Tiffany Stratton, great. Money in the Bank, women's champion, but, like, I feel like once she won Money in the Bank, they really toned her character back and made her into like a B player in the division, and I didn't like what they did with her the second half of the year. So Jacob Fatu, Chelsea Green, Chelsea Green, she just slowly worked her way up before we realized it. She was everybody's favorite. Jacob Fatu, though, he made a splash the moment he came in, beating up the 3 top babyfaces, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes, all in like at the same time. Like, he was a beast and a monster. Jacob Fatu, he would just look at people, stare people in their eyes, and people would be like, holy S. So Jacob Fatu wins the Breakout Superstar of the Year.
I'm off the leash now. I'm a go-getter now. I'm all gas, no brakes.
Match of the Year nominee, Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania. That, honestly, it was a good match, but it's the last 5 or 6 minutes that make it. So I could see CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Yeah, the Hell in the Cell. That's probably it. Like, that match was just like crazy good. Probably, Roman Reigns and Rock versus Cody and Seth at WrestleMania. The night 1. I forgot about the night 1 match. That's actually one of my favorite matches because I never thought I'd get The Rock back. That's a tough call. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam. That was more about the kiss. Damian Priest versus Gunther at SummerSlam. That was before they started making Gunther lose his confidence. That was a decent match. AJ versus Cody, always going to have a good AJ match. The men's War Game match, that was good. Had a lot of story in it. The men's War Games match. These are actually tougher than I thought. Bayley versus Io at WrestleMania. Actually, that stole the show. Sammy versus Gunther at WrestleMania. That one, yes, that was a great match, but the fact that Chad Gable, who I thought should have been in it, wasn't in it, kind of ruined it for me, even though I could tell that it was a good match. Gunther versus Randy, a little slow start, but very old school. I liked it. And Seth versus CM Punk at Raw. Yeah. These are all solid choices. End of the day, though, gotta go between the tag match, Roman Rock versus Cody Seth, or CM Punk Drew McIntyre. Oh, man. I might change this eventually, but I'm going CM Punk Drew McIntyre.
It's not gonna be cinema.
The only way to end this is in hell.
in a cell.
Ended the feud, or at least it put it on pause. There was blood at appropriate moments. Drew McIntyre, it felt like a Hell in a Cell. They brought the importance of the stipulation back. Right winner, even though I'm more of a Drew McIntyre fan. I love CM Punk, though. I do love CM Punk, but, you know, the good guy should have came on top on that one. Didn't bury Drew. Gotta go that. But I really did like the night one WrestleMania tag team match. That was such a perfect night one main event too. So yeah, but CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. And our final Slammy Award, the OMG Moments of the Year nominees. So I guess these are different than WTF. So okay, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns finish. Ooh, that's right there. I'm going to tell you that wins. So the Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 40, the last 5 minutes, basically the finish. What's going to top that? Oh, that's an easy one. I can tell you right there. You know, the other choices are Dominic turning on Rhea, so the kiss with Liv Morgan, Kevin Owens turning on Randy and Cody in October. I'll say doing it off air was pretty memorable. Doing it off air where we had to see him turning on Cody with social media. New Day turning on Big E on Raw. Oh my God. That is an OMG moment, a different kind of OMG moment than the last 5 minutes of, shoot, I gotta pick between those two. That Big E turning on Big E like that was an all-timer to me. I've never seen something like that. I remember you could go back and watch my reaction. I was like, oh my God, I said that probably like 800 times. But the finish to WrestleMania 40 where the Avengers assemble to topple Roman. Wyatt's 6th debut on Raw. That was an oh my God moment. It was weird, but Tiffany's cash in. Yeah, that was a good one. Damian Priest's cash in. These are good moments. Braun Breaker spearing ISO Speed at the Rumble. Yeah. Bronson Reed hitting a tsunami on Braun Strowman onto a car. Yeah, these are all great moments. Oh, wait a second. John Cena turning on Cody Rhodes at WWE Elimination Chamber. Never mind. That's your winner. That's your winner right there. Like, let's keep going. Roman Reigns returning at SummerSlam. You know, it was expected. We all knew what was coming. It was still, like, great, but we knew what was coming. And then Io Sky beating Rhea Ripley to become the Women's World Championship. To win it. Yeah, that was pretty crazy, too, because you thought all the titles were locked in for WrestleMania. But, okay, so number 3 is the New Day. Number 2, last 5 minutes, Roman and Cody. Honestly, like, I didn't think anybody could beat that. But 22-year heel turn in the making where John Cena, he listens to The Rock and kicks Cody in his grapefruits. I gotta go with that. That was definitely the biggest OMG moment of the year. Wow, I can't believe, wow, they put that in there. That definitely, if that doesn't win, I don't know what would. Well, I guess I do because there's a whole list, but that should win. John Cena turning heel. And those are my Slammy picks and your Slammy categories. I'll put a link in the description so you can go and see what the categories are and everything. Maybe you can put your picks in the comments below. Don't forget, I'm giving away a belt, so you're going to want to comment. And if I could give each of you Slammies, I would, because you are definitely 100% the greatest audience in all of YouTube land. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a great day, boys and girls.